Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Beauty Designs. In today's video, I will show you guys how to sew this trouser. I already dropped the tutorial on how to cut it, so just stay tuned and let's get started, guys. So if you know you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. So you'll be joining the flap together. This is for the back. Just go ahead and pin it like so. Then mark half an inch for the sewing allowance. So continue marking the half an inch, guys. This is for the sewing allowance. After then, you just keep it. That's for the back, and this is for the front. Pin it together like you also did for the back, and as well chalk down your half inch for your sewing allowance. After then, you take it to your sewing machine and sew it using the half inch you already marked. So guys, let's go. So I'm done sewing. This is for the back. I also went ahead to chalk down my dart. So for the back, I came down by 4 inches, and for the wideness, I used 5 inches. So this is for the front. I already put my data. So for the wideness is 4, for the length is 4. So the next thing now is to pin your trouser. Pin the center together. So just go ahead and pin the center together using your pin. So just watch closely and see what I'm doing. So after pinning it together, the next thing is to join your pocket. Bring your pocket and pin it front facing front, just like as you see me doing on the screen. Just go to the other side and also pin it like so, and bring the second pocket for the other side and do the same that you also did here. So after pinning it down, the next thing is take it to your sewing machine and use half an inch to sew. This is a very easy tutorial. Just watch carefully if you are looking forward to learning how to sew this, especially for the pockets. So just take it to your machine. I'm done sewing, and as also went ahead to sew the upper part of my pocket to the upper part of my front trouser. The next thing is to pin it down all through. Make sure you pin it, and before then, after pinning, start from the bottom. Once you want to pin your trouser, make sure you always start from the bottom. The next thing, you continue pinning it, and after pinning this side, flip it to the other side and pin it as well. Make sure you're pinning it very well and make the pocket should be together. So the next thing now is to turn the other side and pin it carefully as you see me doing. So guys, make sure you stay tuned to finish up this video, because this video is going to be helpful and is beginner friendly. So the next thing now is to chalk out 1 inch for the sewing allowance. Don't use more than 1 inch. Maybe it depends on what you added. I added just 2 inch for the sewing allowance, which I'll be using 1 inch for this side and 1 inch for the other side, which is 2 inches. So just go ahead and also mark down your 1 inch allowance, your sewing allowance, like so. Then the next thing is take it to your sewing machine and sew it, guys. So let's go to the sewing machine and sew. So I'm done sewing it, and this is what you have. You see how neat it is because I used just 1 inch. If you use 2 inch, it's just preference, guys. So the next thing now is to fold the bottom. For you to fold the bottom, I added 2 inches allowance while cutting this material, so I'll be using 2 inches for the folding. The next thing is to check it. I'm trying to measure out 2 inches. Then after which you've checked it, then you pin down all through. I've checked and my 2 inches allowance is there. So the next thing is for me to pin it all through. After pinning this side, flip the other side and pin it as well. Then after pinning, the next thing you should do is take it to your sewing machine and sew using just half an inch for the sewing allowance. So if you know you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly do so that you get notified whenever I drop a new tutorial on how to cut and sew. It's actually beginners friendly, guys. So just go ahead and sew this using half an inch. So I'll just take it to my sewing machine to sew. Make sure you stay tuned. Don't end this video on the road. Make sure you finish up the video. So after sewing, this is what I have. I've also gone ahead and ironed down. You see how neat it is. The next thing we need to do is to join our flap together. Take the 2 flap together, hold it like so, pin it down and pin it all through from the bottom, just as you see me do on the screen. Go ahead and continue pinning it. Flip to the other side and pin it as well. Yeah, so just pin it from the bottom to the flap area. So after pinning it, the next thing we need to do is to chalk down our sewing allowance. I'll be using 1 inch for the sewing allowance, so just chalk down 1 inch all through from the bottom, and once you get to the flap area, use half an inch for sewing. Yeah, because if you use 1 inch, it might end up tightening the client. So the best thing to do is to use half an inch. Go to the other side and mark it down. So I've gone ahead to sew this, and this is what I have. I've also gone ahead to iron it. You see how neat my dress is. So the next thing now is to measure the waist of my trouser for the cutting out of the banding. So the waist is 20 inches. I will need to cut out my banding. So before then, we have to open up the back area because it will be carrying zip. So just open it up using 5 inches. So this is what I have, 5 inches for my zip. The next thing is I'll bring my banding and measure it out. I'll be measuring 40 for the waist, then I'll add 2 inches allowance, which is 42 inches. Then I'll have to cut out the excess part. So for this banding, we'll be needing a 2 inches banding, so I will just cut it 4. By the time I fold it together, it will be giving me 4 inches. So just connect the chalk you already marked. Then the next thing is to trim out the excess part, just as you see me do on the screen. So after trimming it out, the next thing is to iron your hem stain to the banding you already cut out. So this is me checking it out. So this is my hem stain. I will just need to iron it all through. So I'm done ironing it, and I'm trimming out the excess part to give it a neat look and a neat finishing. After then, fold it into 2 like this. Take it to your sewing machine. First, make sure you pin. Yeah, just pin it like so, then take it to your sewing machine and sew it all through. So I'm done sewing it. This is what I have. The next thing is to fold it into 2 and notch the center. So I'll bring my trouser, take the center of my banding, align it with the center of my front trouser, and then pin it all through. Just pin it to make sure that it's very much equal and the banding is not longer than the trouser. Otherwise, you just need to trim out the excess parts. So just go ahead and pin your trouser like so. After pinning it, the next step is to take it to your sewing machine and sew. So you see my trouser is equal. So I'm done sewing it, and this is what I have. You see how neat my trouser is. So the next thing is for our zip. We need to fit our zip to the trouser. So because we had 2 inches for the banding, so my zip length will now be 7 inches. You see what I have there. So because I added 4 inch for zip sewing, so I'll be using 2 inches from each of the side to connect my zip. So just open up your zip like so, place the front to the front and pin it down all through. Take it to your sewing machine and sew. So guys, if this video was helpful, make sure you comment, like, subscribe and share to get notified whenever I drop a new tutorial. So you see what I have. You see how neat my trouser is and how neat the zip was. So make sure you stay tuned because I'll be dropping the battery of the sewing of the top of this trouser, guys. Make sure you stay connected, comment, share and like. Thank you for staying tuned. Bye. Thanks for watching.